Hey Monique, how are you doing?
Good, I'm good.
I'm just waiting. I think your dad's getting on.
Okay.
We'll just talk a little bit about, what we were talking about last night. I think that he said that Daniel doesn't sound like Daniel's showing up.
Yes.
And then,
I don't think so.
What's that?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, that's fine. We'll still talk a little bit about it, kind of, just any questions that you have or anything like that is fine.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Let's see here. I was just checking out a video on WebTalk right now.
Oh.
It's like the top 10 most amazing places to visit.
Oh, what was number one?
Most beautiful places.
What was number one?
I haven't gotten to the end of the video.
Okay.
Let's see fast forward. Looks like they're putting Santorini as the last thing on this video, so I'm guessing they think that that's the most. There's yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
That's cool. What is your dream place right now that you want to visit the most at the moment?
Oh man, that's a great question. I don't know. I think that some South American places and also like New Zealand and Australia is a place that we haven't been yet, so I really want to go there. But then like there's some, like Machu Picchu is on the list, and Colombia is on the list. But man, I don't know. I don't really have like a specific real place. I'm like, oh man, I have to go there. But there's tons of places that I want to go.
Mhm.
Yeah,
New Zealand seems like it would be like awesome.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
Does.
I think it'd be really cool to go to New Zealand and Australia. I know a few people living in Australia and a few people living in New Zealand. I mean, they're kind of back and forth in New Zealand, but it'd be kind of cool to go and be able to know a local and kind of just go hang out. And I think New Zealand and Australia would be pretty sweet to go to.
Definitely.
And then to go see the Northern Lights. We saw a place, I can't remember. It's in Sweden. I think there's one in Sweden, but there's also, I think, in Iceland as well. But they're like glass igloos. So you can like sleep in an igloo, but watch the Aurora Borealis at night.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Wow.
We were looking at that, and we were thinking about going there, but we're like, yeah, when the boys get a little bit older, that would be pretty awesome. Because they have like the North Pole and stuff that you can.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Wow, that's sweet.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's see. How you doing, Martin?
Hey guys.
Sorry, I'm trying to see who this person is, and then. Okay. All right. So we might as well start, since I guess Daniel isn't gonna be on. Maybe he might be on later or whatever, and then Quaylan was kind of thinking that he might come on a little bit later too.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to actually have kind of a meeting with Quaylon on Thursday and go over WebTalk and what it's all about. And I would like to, I'd like to do the same thing with Daniel so that, when we do kind of try to figure something out, they would understand the reasoning behind it.
Right.
So, Web Talkers, last night we talked a little bit, just privately, a little bit about, what are some things that we can do to kind of generate activity, create something that would, be something that Monique at first was kind of saying, of herself, like what would be something that I could do. And then we kind of started talking about what are some things that we can start doing as groups of people to develop more traffic within WebTalk and provide something. So what I would like to have is Monique, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about, what your major was and, kind of some things that you're thinking about that you might be able to bring to the table that other people might be interested in listening to you.
Sure, yes. So I currently graduated from my undergraduate institution and I majored in psychology. So right now I'm just kind of trying to figure out what is I'm going to do post-graduating. So my dad introduced me to WebTalk, and one thing I am very interested in is engaging with the community. So I see this as a perfect opportunity for me to engage with the community, but I'm still trying to figure out how I could do so most effectively while also sort of merging my my interest in psychology. So the type of psychology that I'm personally interested in is community psychology. So community psychology is all about engaging with local communities and seeing how it is that you can help bring communities together and improve whatever programs they have to help support the individuals within the community, whether it be working with nonprofit organizations, local governments, that sort of thing. So a lot of community psychologists are also very much activists. So I'm wondering how is it that I can use WebTalk to sort of be sort of like a community psychologist, but also more so online and reach as many people as I can through WebTalk. So that's kind of what I'm interested in. So I'm thinking possibly I can reach out to different professionals in the field, different psychologists, mental health experts, maybe invite them in a YouTube live such as this one and ask them questions about their career, ask them advice on how to deal with things like COVID-19 pandemic, all those sort of topics, and sort of have a discussion with the professional and also whoever wants to join in the call. So I'm thinking about doing stuff like that. Also maybe reaching out to any local activists, or not necessarily local, but global activists all around the globe. And just trying to build that community online, really. So that's what I'm brainstorming at the moment.
Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like a really cool idea in that, I think the world is going through a lot right now, and a lot of it is they're stuck at home, and to be able to bring that into their homes in a live and something that they could even get involved in and come in and ask questions of these different leaders and activists. I mean, that actually would be really cool. I think that that could be something that could be kind of a worldwide thing, but to just to start locally and look at some local community, charity groups or like you say, nonprofits and stuff, and be able to show them, one, the value of being able to do this and have it be available to people in their home instead of having to leave their home right now and go somewhere to get information or get some support. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a really cool idea to get out in the communities and talk to just some people and ask them if they want to come on and do interviews. That's actually a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. And I think that we're kind of talking about the idea of like what's going to be something that can kind of drive a little bit of traffic to your profile and kind of build your base and all that. And I think that that's a good thing. I haven't heard really of anybody that's talking about interviewing and talking to nonprofits and individuals who are doing great things in the community. I think that's a really good idea as far as building up that base.
His mind is going money. That's what's going on right now. His mind.
yeah, it is. It's funny because it's the ADD. Sorry. Because what I love about this is that whenever anybody comes on with an idea, most of the time it's just a fresh new idea. We have teachers, and then a couple. I don't know if it was a day ago or something. Somebody wrote, they're like, well, I see a lot of stuff for English, but I can offer so much more, and I can do this, this, and this. And we never said that it's just specifically English. And this is a a whole different kind of avenue that nobody's really talked about. So I do like that idea, and we were gonna have Daniel be here and kind of talk to him, but what I was thinking with him and Martin, this is obviously I've mentioned this to you, but this is something that you can even show him. My kind of concept of what we could do with him to build that following is I would say in like the next 3 months, not go too far into his book, but maybe have him do almost like a book club for his book and do maybe a chapter a month, or if he really gets into it, maybe a little bit more, and kind of show the idea that you don't really have to sell your book to start generating revenue, to start generating a value, to start getting more and more people involved and interested in what you're trying to say. And I think that the idea of his book is that kind of that bridging the gap and showcasing, I think young and old is his kind of philosophy, is showcasing young and old and how they can interact and how they can do things. And I think that if you're, I haven't read his book yet, but I think that the idea is, I'm sure he has specific things of like, these are the things that people do. And I think building a community and using psychology and activism and support groups for people I feel like would go right hand in hand with what he's wanting to kind of bring to the world too. And, that was something that I wanted to talk to him about is, almost like an experiment. If it doesn't work, don't finish the book. Have people read it and
right.
give them a little bit of a taste of it, see if they're interested, or give them a taste of it and see if you can really see that the interaction is actually going to generate revenue. Because of course he's trying to sell the book. Of course he's trying to make money off of the book. I mean, come on, that's clearly what he's doing, and as he should be. That is not a fault of trying to sell your product. It's just like you, Monique, when you say, well, I've graduated, I have this degree, I want to get it out there, but you're still trying to develop a revenue source because of what you've gone to college for, because everyone has bills and everything else based on I went to college. Mm-hmm. So I've been thinking about like, how do we kind of mix this group, because I feel like Daniel, yourself, Quaylon, I think that it was kind of interesting, just especially with Quaylon when he got on, and Daniel listening to what he was saying, and just listening to both of them, and then actually talking to you. It's kind of like, well, this is exactly what Daniel's trying to show people. Look at this younger generation. Look what they're doing. And I think it would be really cool to get the three of you guys together and just think of like, what can we do that would be something we could actively do within our communities? Because what's interesting is where is Daniel at currently?
Wait, he's in Trinidad. He's in Trinidad.
So he's still okay. So he is
Yeah.
in Trinidad.
Mhm.
Well, how cool would that be to have local people from Trinidad that you could get connected to, local people from Florida, Orlando, that you could get connected to, and local people in Atlanta. And then think about what's going on in the world right now. I feel like there would be a huge opportunity to get people to come in and talk about their activism and talk about what's going on. I was watching Trevor Noah last night, and it was his show, The Daily Show, and it was a while back, but it was very interesting because he brought in a bunch of different kind of real high level doctoral kind of level activists and people that are kind of talking about all the issues and stuff like that, and it was a great conversation. I mean, it was someone who was saying, look, I don't know everything. I'm just a talk show host, but this is what I'm hearing, and what do you guys think? And I think that would be, that would be really cool to have the three of you kind of put your heads together, and Koilan has words in his brain that need to come out. Daniel has words on a piece of paper in a book that need to come out, and I think that Monique, you have something inside of you that is starting to say, I need to do something that is valuable to the world as well. And I really believe that if we can get you guys together and sit down and brainstorm, I think we could really come up with something that would be pretty awesome, for WebTalk and just for the idea.
What I like what you said, Andy.
Yeah.
I like what you said about the fact that it's an experiment as well. It's not just Daniel's book, but the experiment about them getting together, as you said, from different areas, and then show global unity as to a common interest of getting things, in society as beneficial, what could benefit them, like a life raft, to help you out in this mayhem, And I think that, like you said, the three of them have different backgrounds and different. I think we very, like you said, a young, fresh perspective. Like Daniel said, they are dynamic, So.
Well, and I think that right now when you look at the Black Lives Matters movement, the BLM movement, when you look at it, it is being embraced by the world right now. Multiple countries are showing solidarity, and whether it's like the cool thing to do or just the train to jump on right now, it doesn't matter. I mean, people are listening, and I think that you find a way to kind of find those people that are leading those kind of things around the world and bring them all into a Zoom and talk about the psychology of it, and what are you going to do, and what can we do on this side of the world, and what can I do here, and who's a group that I can get connected with, and I think that would be awesome to see where this could go, and like I said, it's all of this stuff is so new, with WebTalk and giving the opportunity to people that even I don't understand all of it. I don't understand how powerful it could be, but I feel like when you start listening to people and seeing their qualities come out, it just makes it feel like there could be like a huge success of bringing people together and developing something incredible. I mean, can you imagine if once a week or twice a week, even once a week, you have someone from another country come in and talk about what's going on and giving them advice and them giving us advice on just how to deal with these different things and all that. I mean, with all this going on with COVID and just everything, we're starting to see the states are going to get shut down again. I mean, it's happening, and People are going to be very depressed.
It's funny. It's funny saying that because, and I'm just being honest. I'm over 50 years old, and WebTalk to me, just coming here and interacting with people that are positive, like-minded folks, is my refuge right now. Because if I take on the news and the garbage that's going on out there right now, teacher Andy, I'd be on the ball all day long, man. So this is like my. So you probably wonder why am I always listening to you guys? It's because I love the positive energy that you guys bring. You guys are bringing that light that the world needs to see, you know. And I know Monique has that as well. She always expressed me, Dad, I want to share with the world. I want to help the world. And I said, Monique, come on, this is for you to create, you know. So thank you so much for speaking to her last night. And I think you didn't know she had that other edge to her, right? About the fact, because she didn't share this with you last night as to how she wants. Yeah, so I think
that's the thing is, you know, when we were talking last night, I felt like it was more of, you know, just brainstorming, like, what can I do? And then when you have a day to sit down and think about, like, wait a minute, if someone is giving me an opportunity to express myself to the world, what am I going to do? You know, what would I do? What would I do that would be the thing that I love? And what's beautiful about this is, and I hope that other teachers see this. I've said it tons of times. There's something that you're passionate about. Everyone has that thing that they're passionate about. That's the thing you focus on. You know, that's what's going to be the thing that you use to reach the world. Because if you're passionate about it, it's not going to be that hard. It's just not. It might take a lot of time, but it's not going to be hard. You know, and I think that, you know, what we've been doing with WebTalk is a very good example of that. Is if you're passionate about something, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of work to get on all the time and talk to people and listen to what they're doing and, you know, try to help them along. You know, today we were doing like a double Zoom. I was trying to talk to some people, and then the Zoom was in my ear and trying to listen, and it was too much. But you know, that's what's so cool about it. Is it's just, you know, everybody is online right now, and why not try to do as much as you can, and see where it goes. You know, if you fail at it, Monique, guess what? You just graduated college. Guess what? You're going to fail a whole lot more. That's just the way it is. But if you fail at it and be discouraged, that's not valuable. But if you fail at it and say, hey, I want to learn more from this and develop, you know, as a person and just in knowledge of what's going on, you know, that's just a growth system. And so, you know, I don't think that I just don't feel like WebTalk is going to be a failure as like, you know, like, hey, I'm doing something that just kind of blows up in my face. I just don't see that. I don't know. I just keep, every time that I talk to someone, every time that I listen to RJ or someone from WebTalk, it's just like, we are at the right place at the right time with the right group of people doing the right thing. And I'm excited to, you know, try to get everybody together, and we can figure out, you know, a time for just to sit down and hopefully Quaylon gets on a little bit. What time is it? They're in about 15 minutes. So,
okay.
What I would like to do is, Martin, I would like to right now just talk a little bit about the app idea that we were talking about, that you had an idea about. You know, just talk a little bit more about that. I think Tim will be getting on here a little bit later, but I just would like to get more information about that, because when we were talking about it, I started thinking about that. It's like, I mean, why not?